Well, Criterion has done it again, bringing a movie that was predominantly available on DVD to 4K, After Hours, by Martin Scorsese. And I have to say, the picture quality is amazing. Colors are very sharp. Seems to be well balanced. The After Hours has to be in conversation with one of the best Criterion covers of all time. I mean, this is an awesome cover here. And there's the back, and we have the front. A nice booklet here. This man's a burglar. If you see him, stop him. It's like a nice fold-out menu. Since, after hours going to a diner, this is definitely a fold-out essay here by Sheila O'Malley. But yeah, a great retro-looking fold-out. This is director approved by Martin Scorsese. 4K digital restoration was approved by editor Thelma Schoonmaker with an uncompressed monorail soundtrack. Sounds amazing. It really accompanies the look of the feel of the film. Very fast-paced film. This is a very different film from Martin Scorsese. It's not a gangster shoot 'em up. It's a very dark comedy. And I gotta say, it's very quirky and very, having to pay for cash for everything, not having a cell phone. Uber is now available. It's kind of a dated concept of being lost on this crazy night, but still a lot of fun. The 4K disc includes the feature film presented in Dolby Vision HDR and one Blu-ray with the film and special features. So the special features are on the Blu-ray, not the 4K. The brand new conversation between director Martin Scorsese and Fran Lebowitz. It's a very good conversation. She interviews him about the film when she reviewed it back in the day. He talks about a little behind the scenes, how they couldn't get the right angle on the keys dropping from the sky scene. Very openly, Scorsese goes into how he had struggled as a filmmaker, finding inspiration. Is even the film business right for him? He goes into detail about his failure to get The Last Temptation of Christ greenlit at the time, and then coming off King of Comedy, which kind of bombed for him. After Hours fell into his lap. It was rumored to be directed by Tim Burton originally, but Burton said, let Scorsese do it. So Scorsese took the reins of After Hours, and he talks about how it rekindled his love for the filmmaking process. Then a couple years later, he would make Last Temptation of Christ, and the rest is history, and he's still making movies today. He's a fantastic filmmaker. He's probably the greatest filmmaker alive right now. I mean, he's on the Mount Rushmore of directors. No question about it. There's also an archival making of from 2003. Martin Scorsese talks about the process, and Griffin Dunn as well talks about producing the film himself, how he became more of a producer because he wasn't getting the bigger roles. The film is kind of an acquired taste. I will say it took me personally a minute to really get into the world and the frenzy, the paranoia, and quite frankly, the humor. Some of the humor landed for me, some of it didn't. Maybe that depends on my mood. But you have a lot of dark things here. You have a guy basically goes on a date with a woman he just met in the same night. He works this boring job, and he goes to this diner after hours and meets the lovely Roseanne Arquette.
I met this girl tonight, okay, in a coffee shop.
I feel like something incredible is really going to happen here.
They kind of hit it off, at least in his mind, leads him down a path of mishaps and everything going wrong for him, including a crazy taxi ride where he loses his cash on the way there, so he can't pay a taxi driver. Scorsese is an amazing director, like I said, and the pacing of this film is a testament to that, where he wanted this frantic, paranoid, fast-paced, dark comedy to hit us like a speeding train, and it really does. It's hard to keep up with. At points I was like, what am I even watching? It's so out there. And the editing too is just so great. You have these fast, almost like Edgar Wright took from this film to do a Baby Driver, the way he does those quick close-ups of the door to wide shots to close-ups and quick cutting between. Very much, in just an amazing collage of images that hit you at once. And oh, by the way, this is also one of Martin Scorsese's shorter films. This is about 90 some minutes, so it's a fast ride, and it leaves you with a little bit of a chuckle. I mean, I chuckled at the end. We also have appearances here by Cheech and Chong, which, you know, as you would expect, is amusing. So if you picked up After Hours, let me know below in the comments. And if you're on the fence about After Hours, I say now's the time to get it. We're 50% off right now from Barnes & Noble on their Criterion sale. So pick it up, check it out. Let me know below your thoughts of After Hours. Are you a big fan of this film? Are you in the middle like me? Or are you brand new and willing to take that journey into the After Hours? Let me know. And as always, this has been Return of the Disc. I'm Dan.